Coming up on Fulton Today, details on the county's 2017 budget.
From public safety improvements to facility upgrades, just how are your tax dollars being spent? I'm Priscilla Ortega, and I'll have that story.
And I'm Dante Carter. South Fulton residents hope their input will help develop a comprehensive public safety plan that will keep their community safe. I'll have that story coming up.
And an old county facility is now a new place for those seeking shelter in the cold. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. The county's 2017 spending plan is now clear after hosting several engagement sessions and hearing from residents at board meetings. The board decided on what will and what won't be funded this year. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has details.
Shania, commissioners unanimously approved a general fund budget. The board also approved a budget that will support services like police and fire and rescue until the new city in South Fulton is formed in May.
I want to thank you for all you do and just keep us so we as seniors can continue to have a quality of life for Fulton County.
Thank you for choosing to continue to support contracts for services at the current level. Because of this, we can continue to support our constituents and provide important business training to artists and creatives so that Fulton County can have a stronger creative economy.
After listening to residents' requests during a series of hearings, the Board of Commissioners approved a more than $660 million general fund budget.
Okay. That motion passes 6 yeas, 0 nays.
However, commissioners did make plans to revisit additional funding for the Arts Department's contracts for services, as well as American Disabilities Act compliance.
Let's suppose we approve the budget as recommended now, and then the board just probably, as a gentleman and ladies agreement, look at revisiting these two potential amendments for consideration as soon as possible.
The spending plan focuses on services for citizens outlined in the county's strategic plan, including All People Are Safe, with a renewed commitment to the Justice Reinvestment Initiative. Also, $22 million will go towards services for the Aging and Youth Department, which supports senior centers. Additional dollars were also allocated for infrastructure improvements to county buildings. Commissioners also approved more than $28 million in funding for the South Fulton Special Services District in order to continue services in the new city in South Fulton.
We proposed a budget to cover essentially 4 months of services for unincorporated South Fulton County as it exists today, and then for 8 months of services for the remaining Fulton Industrial District.
After those 4 months, that budget will change once the new city council and mayor take office.
So on May 1st, we will switch over from this South Fulton Tax District Fund to a City of South Fulton Contractual Services Fund. So we will take all of the police and fire personnel and we will move them from the Special Taxing District to a Contractual Services Fund, as long as the city has told us that they want us to continue to provide the services.
Now, after May 1st, the county and the new city will continue to work together until all of the services they request are transferred over. Now, that process could take up to 2 years. Reporting from downtown Atlanta, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. So as you just heard, the county's justice system is one of the agencies that is allocated millions of your tax dollars every year. Well, some local students were given a behind-the-scenes look at 2 of the main justice facilities. Students from Creekside High School in Fairburn were given an in-depth tour of the county courthouse and the jail. Kicking the tour off at the courthouse, the boys and girls met with Magistrate Judge Melanie Leffridge, who explained the consequences of criminal behavior and the importance of staying in school. While at the jail, they were given the chance to ask questions to inmates who are facing life in prison and the death penalty. They too stressed education, something many of them missed out on.
Many of our inmates that we have, they were arrested before they're able to complete their education, and they have not had an opportunity to do that, to complete it, get a full education. And absent of that, if you leave school without a diploma, it's very difficult to do something in life that's going to support you, sustain you, and that's the message that we want to get to them.
Faculty and staff from Creekside High School take students on this tour once or twice each year. More than a week ago, residents met with county leaders to address some of their public safety concerns. So what happens next? FGTV's Dante Carter joins us now with more on the story.
Shania, for some county leaders, the conversation now is how to develop the best long-term strategy to address public safety concerns. Now, county leaders and residents both agree that there are more programs that are needed for our youth to keep them involved in more positive activities and not in crime.
My car was broken into 3 times in 2016.
My home in the last 2 years have been broken into twice.
With the crisis of crime and juvenile offenders on the rise in South Fulton, members of the community met with county leaders and law enforcement officials at a town hall meeting to figure out what can be done to stop it.
We are on fire, and we have a crisis, and we have to deal with it.
The public safety town hall was held with the hope of finding sustainable solutions from both sides.
Certainly, as commissioners, we may have our opinions about some solutions, but there are a lot of bright people out there, and then certainly if we take the input of all the residents and combine it with the commissioner's input, I think that will put us in the right direction.
And what the community told us is what they've been telling us a mighty long time, and that is they want us to come together with them and help them save their children.
And many feel the right direction is getting to children early through various programs and holding parents more accountable. Though that is a long-term solution, people want something more immediate.
I think what residents want to see immediately are increased patrols. I think what residents want to see immediately is help from perhaps the sheriff's office or the marshal's office in order to supplement the police. We know that our Fulton County police are understaffed. We know they work hard and they're doing the best that they can do, but we know that they need to have their staff supplemented.
With the county spending over $220 million a year on courts and jails and just $1.5 million on economic development, the feeling is crime would decrease if more resources were allocated to better jobs and programs. Now, residents told county leaders that they understand that it's on the parents to keep their kids involved in these programs, many of which already exist with the park and recreations and the arts programs. Now, in the meantime, police will continue to collaborate with the community to ensure that, in fact, all people will be safe in Fulton County. For FGTV, I'm Dante Carter.
A county facility reopens its doors just in time to keep homeless residents warm during winter weather events. After being vacant for nearly a year, Jefferson Place is now a place for the homeless men of Fulton County to get warm when the low temperatures reach 40 degrees or cooler.
It's a wonderful thing to be able to be a part of something we can help people.
The facility is located on Jefferson Street in Northwest Atlanta. Along with providing heat, Jefferson Place offers additional services to help men transition back into society.
It's an opportunity for the individuals that are homeless, homeless men, to come by and get a hot meal, get a nice shower, a nice place to sleep, and where that they can leave tomorrow morning feeling refreshed.
And to ensure everyone is safe, certain requirements must be met.
We make sure people come through the metal detectors and they catch any contraband, mean drugs or weapons. If someone has their tools that they use for their work, we take them and set them aside for them to the next morning and they can get on the way out. Other than that, we ask that you have some kind of ID, picture ID if you have that. We like to have that. 99% of the times we want that, but if it's really cold outside, we'll make it an exception.
If you would like more information about Jefferson Place, you can call the Housing and Community Development Office at 404-613-7944. Well, donations pour in for the new Youth Services Center at Juvenile Court. Members of various local chapters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated collected toiletries for victims of human trafficking. The women, all dressed in red, held the donation drive for their Founders Day celebration at a downtown restaurant.
This year, we are supporting Youth Spark. January is National Human Traffic Awareness Month, and so it's only fitting that we as members of Delta Sigma Theta, especially with our position on violence against women, that we would support an organization like Youth Spark.
Well, it's extremely helpful this year because we have our new youth service center, and every donation is going to go to kids in need and helps us fill our dream closet. So it's a really great way to celebrate Human Trafficking Awareness Month, but it's a really great way to kick off filling our youth service center.
This is the second year the sorority has provided donations for Youth Spark, the county's organization that advocates on behalf of human trafficking victims. To get more information on the program, visit youthspark.org. And we all had a great time. Still to come on Fulton Today, linking one county venue to another. Details on a new multi-use trail in our district-by-district coverage next. Fulton's vice chair addresses the HIV and AIDS epidemic in the county, and a new walking trail is unveiled in South Fulton. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with Chairman John Eves, who made a friendly bet with officials in Green Bay. The at-large commissioner was counting on the Falcons to win big against the Packers.
When they lose, they're going to promise special Milwaukee beer, also some turkey bacon, and some cheese. And so in the small, unlikely event that we lose, which we are not, I promise peach cobbler from Pascal's restaurant.
Fulton officials gave the Falcons an official day, all in their honor.
The beauty of Fulton County is we're a very diverse and a very comfortably diverse city and county, and we kind of support each other, and that's what we're doing in this instance, and that's cool. It's a cool thing.
1, 2, 3, go Falcons!
Rise up is exactly right. Thank you.
District 4 Commissioner Joan Garner joins members of Sister Love Incorporated to hear the latest findings on their report about HIV and AIDS in Fulton County. The nonprofit community-based organization is on a mission to eradicate the impact of HIV on women.
It's really a report that takes into account the intersection in the grassroots. So it's not just for the academic, it's not just for the policymaker, but it's for the average citizen to understand this issue, to equip themselves with the education and the data that they need, and to go out and to organize and to do something about it.
Vice Chair Garner expressed to the group Fulton's commitment to the issue of eradicating the disease. The commissioner said that the group findings mirror the recommendations of the Fulton County HIV and AIDS Task Force. You can get more information on the report at sisterlove.org. In District 5, county leaders broke ground on the new Wolf Creek multi-use trail. Located parallel to the east side of Enon Road, the trail is the very first of its kind constructed in South Fulton.
That's going to connect the amphitheater to the library as well as around the lake. It's about $1 million project altogether that's being funded both by GDOT as well as Fulton County.
This was one of the first projects that I brought forth to the commissioners and the board when I was first elected and first took office in January of 2015. So to see this project come to fruition is very exciting to me, and also exciting to the community.
This is a fantastic project. You know, one of the things we need, especially now with all the things we have with our lifestyles being more sedentary, we need more reasons to get out and experience the green space. I'm also a board member for TADAC for the Atlanta Beltline, so I'm very passionate about having green space where we can live, work, and play and exercise, get out of our cars, walk our dogs, ride our bikes with our children, whatever it may be, but get out and exercise. So this is a great thing. We've got almost 400 acres of undeveloped land out here around the amphitheater and the library. It's a perfect setting to have this network of exercise for hiking, for walking, for picnics, whatever it may be. I'm very excited about it.
Because it, in and of itself, is a $1.2 million project, but the bigger really impact is the vision that Commissioner Arrington had and has really begun to come to fruition for this entire area.
The project became a reality thanks to a partnership with the Georgia Department of Transportation. It is expected to be complete and open to residents in July. And finally, in District 6, art imitates life in the Southwest Arts Center exhibition gallery. The exhibit, titled "Boycott, Artists Respond to Protest in America," is an expression of protest by visual artists exercising their voices on various issues in society.
You have some paintings, you have some mixed media, you have some cloth paintings. So it's an array of different styles and techniques in this exhibition, but all the underlying theme for all of it is protest.
The artwork depicts various forms of protest, from traditional marches and sit-ins to violent attacks. The Boycott exhibition will be at the Southwest Arts Center until February 27th. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And when Fulton Today returns, it's the peak of flu season, but is it too late to get a flu shot? Details when we come back. Well, Georgia is leading the nation when it comes to the number of flu cases. County health leaders met at Aldridge Health Center to discuss the latest influenza statistics in our area. At the time of production, there had been only one flu-related death in Georgia this season. This is the peak of flu season, and hundreds of people are going to the hospital for flu-related symptoms in the metro area.
If we want to compare the flu-like activity compared to last year, it's about 2.5 times worse than it was last year. So the report shows we have high intensity, so people are sick around you. Also shows that we have an increase in hospitalization of the 8 metro county areas.
And while health officials say January and February is when most people are diagnosed with the flu each year, you still have time to get a flu shot. Vaccinations are strongly recommended for those at high risk, which include children under 5 and seniors over 65 years old. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Georgia is one of several states where there is high flu illness activity. The CDC says vaccinations prevented an estimated 5 million people from getting the flu last season. For more information on getting a flu shot, you can call 404-612-1211. Well, as many know, early detection is key in preventing cervical cancer deaths. That is the message that Fulton's health officials are stressing during this Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Deborah DeWitt is Fulton's nursing supervisor, and she's here now to talk to us about the importance of screening. Deborah, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
Well, first things first, let's talk about the risk for cervical cancer.
Some of the risk factors for cervical cancer include coming in contact with someone who has the human papillomavirus or the HPV virus. A woman who smokes increases her chance of cervical cancer. Women whose mother or sister was previously diagnosed with cervical cancer increases their chances of cervical cancer. And women with immunocompromised systems increases their chances of cervical cancer. They have weakened immune systems.
And who should and should not get screened, and how often?
Women should begin pap smear screening or cytology screening at the age of 21. Women between the ages of 21 to 30 can actually be screened. We recommend that they get screened every 3 years. Women above the age of 30 have the option to get screened every 3 years, or they can actually have a co-test, which is the HPV test done with their pap smear, and then they don't have to be screened until every 5 years. But we do recommend women to begin cytology screening at the age of 21.
Now, some years back, this was even a bigger issue because of the number of women dying. Talk to us about the fact that more women are being vigilant now.
Yes, there's a decrease in cervical cancer as it relates to the information that's actually being related and being given out to the public. And also it relates to the increase in preventive screenings and women actually receiving screenings earlier than they did previously.
And how can our health department help with screenings?
The health department can help increase the screenings by offering the services to women at different locations throughout Fulton County. We have locations at College Park Health Center, Adamsville Health Center, Oak Hill Teen Clinic, and also the North Fulton Regional Health Center. And these screenings can actually be done during different hours to accommodate women who work throughout the day.
Nursing Supervisor Deborah DeWitt, always good information. It's good to see you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks again for having me.
Now, if you want to learn more about getting a low or no-cost cervical cancer screening, just call 404-612-1649. Well, residents only have a few days left to sign up for the Affordable Care Act. The last day to enroll for the health insurance is January 31st. Free health insurance navigators are available to sit down with you and look through the various insurance plans from 8 major providers in Georgia. Now, the process can take about an hour to 90 minutes in order to find the best plan for you. Since open enrollment began in November, the insurance navigators have helped hundreds of Fulton residents find an affordable plan.
The other things that people don't think about as often, if you don't have health insurance, the way it works, it's hard to see a doctor. You don't get the care that you need. Things like hypertension, diabetes, left untreated, can lead to serious health problems, even an early death.
Navigators are available various days at 5 Fulton County facilities. The sites are College Park and Adamsville Regional Health Centers, North Fulton Service Center, Center for Health and Rehabilitation, and the Neighborhood Union Health Center. Call 1-866-988-8246 or go to insuregeorgia.org to set up an appointment. When we come back, find out how an internship in the arts can lead to a whole new career. Stay with us. Residents interested in a career in the arts can now sign up for an internship with Fulton County. The Department of Arts and Culture is looking for college students and professionals who are transitioning careers to apply for the internships. Those who want to learn more about arts administration, studio arts, public art, performing arts, or arts education are encouraged to apply.
I think it would be a great opportunity because we do serve such a large demographic, and so we offer a large range of opportunities that will look great on any resume and help to give anyone seeking an opportunity in the arts the experience needed to move forward with it.
Internships are offered at the county's 5 Arts Center, Abernathy Arts Center, Aviation Community Cultural Center, South Fulton Arts Center, Southwest Arts Center, and West End Performing Arts Center. Interns will help with program planning, as well as education programming, performing arts events, and assisting with arts class instructions. Applications are currently being accepted until February 3rd. Just go to fultonarts.org to get more information. And finally, as we get ready to wrap up January, if you need some help getting some relief from that post-holiday stress, listen up. Each week, an instructor hosts a guided meditation class at the East Roswell Branch Library. Before meditation starts, the group first cover topics about energy and stress relief. Each class is different, fun, and interactive.
So everyone has stress, everyone has issues. So we want to teach people how they can lead a balanced life, a healthier life, so they can live a more joyful, happy life.
I had high blood pressure that was through the roof at the time. I started about 10 months ago, and over time and through practice and coming on a regular basis every week, I've been able to get off of the blood pressure medication. My demeanor has changed. I'm more even-keeled.
The classes are each Tuesday at noon at the East Roswell branch. Other library branches host meditation classes as well. You can just go to afpls.org to get details. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.